Hey there, it's Richard Oceguera with Richard Oceguera Coaching, and I wanted to bring you a few tips, 3 tips that I think if you put into practice in the coming year, you're going to be seen like never before. You're going to create visibility, you're going to create awareness of who you are, and establish yourself as an expert if you take on these networking tips that I know are proven. How do I know they're proven? Because I've used them. I've used these tips to go from having 0 professional contacts to creating a network that is massive and wide, and has helped me to generate multiple businesses over the course of the last 10 years. So here's tip number 1. You have to start with a plan. So I say create a networking plan. This is not just a business plan, this is your networking plan for the next year. So you're going to sit down and you're going to just map out the 12 months in front of you. And you're going to ask yourself, where can I be seen in this month to raise my visibility, to raise awareness? And so places that you can be seen look like networking events, a traditional business event like at a Chamber of Commerce or a BNI, something like that. But it's also going to business training events, which I think are some of the best places. Think about it. You're in a room of like-minded individuals, people who've invested in themselves and their business. That's a place that you want to make connections. It's also social events, not just business-related events. So birthday parties, religious celebrations, whatever your form of spiritual expression is, those gatherings are, in a way, absolutely networking events. I've had clients come out of relationships that I've built in things at events and organizations where I really go there for my personal downtime, for my personal enrichment. But because I've developed real relationships over time and then people find out what I do, sometimes they want to work with me. So anywhere that 2 or more people are together, any place that 2 or more people are gathered, that is a networking event in my eyes. So create a plan for networking for this next year. Okay, so I want you to keep this in mind though. If you don't have a plan, that means you're not going to have focus, and no focus means no results. Not the results that you want, at least. All right, moving on. Be intentional. This is an easy one, and so many people miss it. Be intentional. So before you go to a networking event, whatever kind you're going, have a reason for being there. Don't just show up. Have a reason for being there. Most people do just show up. They hope it works out. They just get to the event. They hope they meet some people. They think because they gathered a bunch of business cards that somehow that they've been successful at the networking event. But that doesn't mean anything. It just means that they collected a lot of cards. I'll talk about that next in the next tip. But being intentional, what does that look like? It looks like you sitting down before you go to the event and saying, here's what I want to create from this event. I want to create 3 quality contacts, or I want to get leads for an excellent assistant, or I need to find a new CPA or an attorney or a graphics person. So I want to find this person at this event. So you're going to just define what it is that you want from the event. Oh, by the way, I think having fun should always be part of your intention. Figure out what it is that you want from that specific event, write it down, and then go to the event. That's called being intentional. When you're intentional, you exude a different level of confidence, and then you become magnetic, and people want to talk to people who are magnetic. So this is another way to develop your magnetism at networking events. Number 3, follow up. Now, I promise you, I know for a fact this is where most people miss the boat. They miss the flight. They're in bed, basically, as far as I'm concerned. If you don't follow up with the contacts that you're making, what's the point? Why get dressed? Why drive yourself to the event? Why put yourself on the subway? Why spend the money and the time and the resources to show up if you're not going to follow up? The money is in the follow-up. The relationships are in the follow-up. So follow up. The way you follow up is you make a plan for it. Put it on your calendar. Make a date for following up. That's what I do, and it makes a huge difference. So if you're not going to follow up, don't go networking. But I know that won't be you, because you want to network. I know that networking is important to you, so make sure that you start following up. Now, I said I was just going to give you 3, but I think there's one more that I'm feeling impressed to give you, and this is called be connected. So tip number 4, be connected. What do I mean by that? Well, there are different levels of connection, I believe. There's connection to the words coming out of your mouth, your message. How do you talk about what you do? How do you share with people about what you do? That's your message, right? So how are you connected to that? Do you believe in what you do? Is it convincing? Are you telling people, when you're telling people what you do and how you can help them, is it authentic? Are you really connected? Are you doing what you should be doing in life? Are you connected to your purpose? So be connected to your words. You want to be connected to that person standing in front of you. It's shocking to say this, it sounds ridiculous, but most people are not at all connected to the person they're speaking with. They're waiting for their turn to jump in and to say what they do and to sell, but they're not connected, they're not listening. Connection is all about listening. So how can you be connected to that person in front of you? Also your environment, being connected to your environment. People really never think about this, but listen, look where I'm at right now, right? I'm at Encinitas, I'm overlooking the ocean, watching people surf. There's all these people walking up and down the beach. Before I started this video, I got really connected to the energy of the space, to the energy of my environment, so that I could be in tune and really using this energy versus fighting against it. No different than when you're in a networking event, so you want to be connected to your environment. The fourth thing is being connected. I think the most important part is being connected to your higher self. Listen, if you're connected to whatever that means for you, call it universe, call it God, call it Buddha, I don't care what you call it tree. If you're connected to your higher self, then you understand that spirit is all around. And that person that you're speaking with, every single person that you're meeting at an event is an incarnation, is an aspect of the universe. So how could you not then allow yourself to be connected to those people, to actually just fall in love with each person that you speak with? I promise you, if you put these tips together, having a networking plan, being intentional, following up, and then being connected, you're going to see a massive shift in how you show up at networking events. You're going to see a shift in the number of people that you're creating connections with. You're going to have more conversations and more conversations that lead to clients. And that's my goal for you. So take these tips, use them, be consistent, be persistent, and you're going to see a difference in how networking works for you. Now, I invite you to join my newsletter list. That's at richardoceguera.com. I send out a weekly, very short video every week with another networking and business development tip that will make a difference for you. And if you're interested in taking what I've shared with you to a deeper level, if you know that you want to take the next step, you want some help, some support around building your business, then I can help you with that. I'm offering you a complimentary 30-minute business breakthrough call. All you have to do is respond back to this email. We'll set up a time, and we'll see where we can create some movement in your business so that you can kick butt in this next year. All right, that's it for now. I'm Richard Oceguera with Richard Oceguera Coaching. Till later, be connected.